So today we're going to be looking at the alternate future of the modern world. Our departure point is 1556. My name is Noah. Welcome to my video. This is a new series I'm going to be making. As you can see, I have a setup map. This map was made by, I believe, Sharklord1. I did tweak it up slightly. Like, some things are different. Some things are simplified. Some things are, like, I added more countries over here, which are based on real, actual, like the Calusa, you know, and like the Council of Three Fires, you know, you got a few of these, countries that, or just at least tribal confederations that truly existed. But overall, our departure point is 1556. And, yeah, I think it's, best if we, begin. I mean, I also want to bring up the fact that, my other series, my, Wixo series, I think I'm going to indefinitely put a hold on that, because, it simply just wasn't coming out as I wanted it to. It really just, I wasn't a big fan of it. So, indefinitely, there will be a pause on it. I might remake it. I might do something different, but for now, I'm probably going to be focusing on this. This alternate modern world. And, but yeah, because I have a lot of ideas for this. I have a lot of ideas that I've been cooking up. And I think this will definitely be a lot more interesting. Over here, on the French and Spanish border, we will actually see a land invasion. Mind you, this is during the Italian Wars. We will see a full frontal invasion from France into Spain. We will see them entering into this Basque region rather quickly and harshly, crushing a lot of Spanish forces that are kind of camped out here. While it is a sort of surprise attack, we will see the Spanish have pretty heavy pushback on the French, pushing back into Navarre. But as that happens, sorry, I changed the color. As this happens, we will see the French begin a invasion into the Catalonia region of Aragon. This front will be significantly more successful as they break into more of Aragon, coming towards their capital. They also have some pushback into the Basque region. Before up here, in Spanish Netherlands, they will actually begin their own invasion into France and make quite a large front. As this war goes on, we will actually see Morocco take back these kind of cities that are claimed by the Spanish while they're distracted, so they definitely won't be focusing a lot of their military on Morocco currently. But as we speak, Morocco takes back these two main cities that were originally theirs that were taken by the Spanish. As you can see, the French front currently is getting a lot more serious as we speak. Yeah, overall, the Spanish are really wavering here. Aragon is under horrible attack right now, and their capital is being seriously encroached on by French forces. Over in eastern France, two other fronts will actually open over here, connecting these two parts of the Spanish Habsburg Empire. Along with Milan, they will start their own invasion into this region here. Now, before I go forward, I actually want to talk about the military alliances and just, like, economic alliances that we have currently, because there are like a few that I have set up based on real history that I think are probably a pretty good thing to go over right now. So as you can see, these are the alliances. You know, we have like this the Polish-Lithuanian alliance here. You have the Ottoman alliance, which includes the Ottomans, Algeria, you know, the Ottoman vassals, including Algeria. The French, obviously, because the Franco-Ottoman alliance, and the Scotland is also in an alliance with France, which effectively makes them part of this whole alliance. I'd rather make this more simplistic. Over here, we have this kind of Protestant alliance. I kind of forgot the name of it, but I know it's mostly Protestant. While this kind of gear alliance, these are the Habsburgs. This is their kind of empire that they have. These are the Austrian Habsburgs, while these are the Spanish Habsburgs and their allies. As we can see up here, England is in this kind of personal union or kind of friendship alliance with Spain. They're not Habsburg, obviously, but they are allied with Spain, which effectively makes them part of the Habsburg alliance. You know, as we speak, I actually forgot to add one of the alliances, the Portuguese and Ethiopian alliance, which is surprising, but it is real because you know, the Adal Sultanate are actually allied with the Ottomans, and the Ethiopians are allied with the Portuguese. I forgot to add that. Anywho, now we have kind of economic, cultural alliances. We have this kind of the French Ottoman, but the lighter green means they are vassalized, and the darker green means they are main members of these, you know, economic alliances. So as you can see, Tunisia is not vassalized, but they're kind of they're paying tribute. Sorry, that's what I mean. They're paying tribute to the Ottoman Empire. Over here in India, we can see a lot of these states, including this, I believe, the Bengali Sultanate. I think they are all paying tribute to the Mughal Empire. And over here in China, we can see a lot of states. This will be very important. A lot of states are paying tribute to the Ming Dynasty China. And then there's Africa, where these small states are paying tribute to, sorry, not Mali, Songhai. This is Mali right here. They're, as you can see, they're kind of, they really fell off at this point. Back to the war. As the war rages on, the front for Aragon gets significantly worse as they get progressively more and more cut off by the French, until finally they begin to siege their capital. After realizing that this is a very dire situation, the Aragonese capitulate and surrender to the French. Them surrendering also means that the Balears surrender to the French, and the Kingdom of Sardinia also surrenders to the French. That being said, though, Naples and Sicily, they have not surrendered, and they will continue to fight. As the French continue their way into what is currently just Castile, that they are going against, they will actually come close to Madrid, the capital of Spain. Over here, they will face very, very great pushback as the Castilians or Spanish begin to push them back and attempt to actually begin to take back Aragon. Over in North Africa, we will see Algiers actually take this city, which is currently occupied by the Spanish, before making their own land invasion into southern Spain. Due to the distracted nature of Spain right now, they are actually able to make great gains on the Spanish, at least greater than what a lot of people would expect for Algiers, which is mostly just a nation of pirate warriors, I guess, and it is a vassal of the Ottoman Empire as well. Speaking of the Ottoman Empire, they will see their ally doing quite well against the Spanish, and they will decide to make their own invasion on Spanish territory. Not in Iberia, though. Over here in Italy, the Ottomans will begin a second siege of Otranto and actually succeed very, very well and continue their way into the boot of Italy, kind of taking this entire heel area. After this major, major invasion into the boot of Italy, we will see a lot of central, kind of this HRE, and even Poland as well. They will all begin to realize the severity of this kind of jump up in the Italian war, or Italian wars, rather. Over here, in Austria, we will actually see them begin a preemptive attack into Ottoman territories. I forgot that I had this layer, but I also have a major city layer, if you guys want to see that. But they will actually begin to take a lot of these border towns on the border with the Ottomans. This is a very, very bad idea. As the Ottomans beat back the Austrians completely, we will see the Ottomans under Suleiman the Magnificent begin a full frontal invasion, completely smashing in to this Austrian military. Croatia gets absolutely, or at least what I think is Croatia, I believe this is Croatia, they get absolutely just completely obliterated by the Ottomans as they continue their way into Austria. The Ottomans, however, know that a full frontal attack on Vienna is simply just not just a good idea, as, you know, obviously they failed before, so it's probably not a great idea if they try again, at least for now. But they will not go fully into Austria. They will actually curl over here a lot more into Royal, I believe Royal Hungary is what this is called. Also sending out a lot of their Transylvanian allies into this region as well. This front, on the other hand, actually seems to be getting a lot worse as the Netherlands begin to actually really encroach on Paris, getting significantly more gains on the French kingdom. England actually attempts to get involved by trying to invade into Normandy before French forces pretty quickly kick them out. Back over here, French forces ramp up once again, taking back all of Aragon, before spearheading towards Madrid for a second time in a very bloody fight, as they are only a few miles at this point away from the capital. Interestingly, another country will be joining the fray. Not on anyone's side specifically, but more as an excuse to gain more land. Up here, in Galicia, we will see Portuguese forces begin to occupy the area, saying that they are doing this to essentially liberate the Galicians, as they, share a similar language, a similar culture, etc. They're essentially doing this as a means to, well, this is how they frame it. They're saying that they're protecting the Galicians from France, when in reality, they are attempting to steal land from Spain. So up here, as you can see, the Portuguese are completely occupying all of Galicia. The Spanish, however, know their priorities, and they don't try to get back Galicia, pushing the French back away for a second time, although, that being said, this pushback is a far lot worse, at least gaining-wise. It's a lot less land than last time, because I think they like pushed them out like that far last time, but this time it's kind of halved, it looks like. They seem to be struggling a lot more. In Italy, the situation gets significantly worse as the Ottomans begin to take this city before connecting with the other side of the Mediterranean and making their way down this kind of toe area of the Italian boot until taking the entirety of the kingdom of, or at least the lower part of the kingdom of Naples. The Pope will actually really not know what to do, because as you can see, the Ottomans and the French, they're working together with each other. Like, they're working together. So the Pope doesn't know if he should escape to France over here, or if he should stay, because the Ottoman threat is getting significant. They're making their way up to the Papal States, but should he really leave? Because France is on the side of the Ottomans. So, is it likely that the Ottomans will go into the Papal States? Absolutely not. It's very unlikely. But at the same time, it's still probably the worst threat you could possibly get. Over here, in Royal Hungary, we will actually see a lot of this land being taken back with the help of the Polish Hussar, which are an extremely powerful group of Polish kind of cavalrymen, I believe. They will push back all of these Ottomans, who are very close to Vienna. Sorry, I almost said Venetia. That's a really odd name. But the Ottomans will get some pushback, and they have really absolutely destroyed Croatia in this war. They have really pushed them out of Croatia. Over here, on this kind of Austrian-Venetian border, we will see more Ottomans begin to take this city before being quickly pushed back by HRE forces. It's kind of a combined military of a lot of different nations in the Holy Roman Empire, at least Catholic nations. Interestingly, we see a very unexpected nation join this war. We see the Swiss Confederation begin to invade into Milan, which is under Spanish control, and completely taking it within really just weeks. They completely capitulate all of Milan, which causes this entire front to be really just, it gives France a lot of breathing room. But yeah, as you can see, the Swiss are really on edge, it seems, attacking people, or at least nearby threats. Down over here, this front gets only better for the Spanish crown, but up over in this front, it does not, as the French begin to push the Dutch back, the Netherlands. Algerian pirates actually continue on, taking this major city and pushing a bit inland into Spain, really just focusing on this coastal region. Even Morocco, which originally framed it as just taking these cities, they will actually begin their own invasion, a very small and not powerful invasion. It's probably like a few days that they're able to occupy this land before they are eventually pushed out. The Spanish, however, really cannot afford to move their troops into Morocco to further crush them because, I mean, look at this. Look at that. That is like half of their country. Not to also mention this and Milan, and also they have a lot of forces here. They're actually able to push back a lot of Algerians over here. Luckily for them, taking back this major city, and cutting off this before taking it and further pushing. Over here, this front gets completely crushed as the French begin to really succeed and the Spanish begin to really falter. This little thing, I'm really not sure what it's called, gets absolutely obliterated, taken in days, while this area over here begins to be invaded by the French. The Italian-Ottoman threat begins to push forward even more into Italy, taking this entire region and actually gaining a border with the Papal States. This is very big. Over here, we see the Siege of Naples begin, which is a massive siege. We see a lot of Austrian, HRE, a lot of Spanish forces begin to enter into Naples to defend them. That being said, we see a lot of Ottoman forces, probably the most since Constantinople, which I believe was the biggest Ottoman war, or at least Ottoman siege. We see hundreds, maybe 100,000, come all the way over to Naples to begin to siege the city. England attempts another invasion over here in Brittany, I believe it's called. Actually succeeding a bit, taking this major city and coming into French land before the French begin to push them back out, taking that major city back and completely erasing them from the European continent. Over here, I'm not sure what this is called, but this is Brandenburg, and Brandenburg actually unites with them, which is very random, I know. But yeah, they unite with them. I mean, it's really not that random. They were in the same alliance. They probably have a similar culture. And also, I'm pretty sure they actually do unite in real life. Over here, Sicily attempts an invasion into Naples, or at least Ottoman-occupied Naples, before they are absolutely kicked out. The Ottomans actually don't really attempt much of an invasion on Sicily. They really just want to take Naples. Over here, I looked it up. I don't know if this means, like, that Corsica was occupied by the French and the Ottomans, but whatever it was, Genoa takes back Corsica before actually launching an invasion into France. They will begin here, also starting a naval invasion here, taking this major city, before the French absolutely smash Genoa. It's horrifying. They absolutely crush them, taking their entire mainland region. Back over in Spain, yeah, this is a third kind of spearhead to the capital, in which they will reach the gates of Madrid for like a second time. I don't think they reached the gates on the second spearhead, but they will finally really begin to reach Madrid. Over here, this kind of border expands out as they force their way into Spain far more than before. The Portuguese, kind of wanting to boost the fall of Spain, or at least really just currently they want them to fall so they can gain their land. They will begin to use the same excuse of, oh, we're occupying you to help you, to save you, while simultaneously doing nothing but skirmishing with Spanish forces, not mass killing anyone, just skirmishing. We will see the Portuguese really just boost their way in mainland into Spain, taking two major cities, fighting three fronts on their mainland, Madrid will fall to the French. Effectively, Spain surrenders. Over here, the French finish this kind of enclave of the Spanish crown. Before this kind of, oh, wrong color. For this kind of, front over here, it actually kind of ends in a stalemate. Like, there really is no winner and no loser. It's really just a snail. It's a stalemate between the French and Dutch. A similar thing also happens with this front over here, this kind of Croatian front. It really just stalemates, with the Ottomans definitely having more land here than this front over here. Actually, not really, because, I mean, they have that, and also Genoa, but that's a different front. They have, like, that, which is pretty good. But overall, we see these kind of, we see these fronts kind of stall completely, essentially. Definitely in favor of the Franco-Ottomans, but nonetheless, we see them kind of come to an end. So, after this great kind of European war, we will see the Habsburgs and the Franco-Ottomans actually come to an agreement with each other. One nation that has not surrendered, but now will, is Naples, as Naples, the city, falls into Ottoman hands. So, the peace will look a little something like this. Let's actually go over it a bit. Over here, luckily for Genoa, we will actually see France release them out of their kind of occupation. When it comes to the French, they actually make some pretty good gains. Like, over here, they take this region. They take this entire region right here, which is still under the HRE, but it's under the French crown. And they even take probably the best gain they get out of the war. They gain the Kingdom of Navarre, and a lot of its old territories, under their own French crown. The Portuguese gain all of the Galician kingdom from Spain. So they're just a very long Portugal now, which is pretty cool to look at. It's interesting. Over here, though, we see this port, and this port, all going under the power of the Ottoman Empire. Speaking of the Ottomans, they definitely get the best deal out of this. They get Croatia, as you can see, and this gets fully incorporated into their territory, so we see the Austrians really take a beating here. But the biggest change on the map, and probably the most important out of this whole war, well, I'd say probably the second most important, because more important stuff happens, over here. The most major change is going to be Naples being fully annexed by the Ottoman Empire. That's right. They are fully annexed by the Ottomans, fully incorporated into their territory. They're not a vassal. They are not a bumper state. They are a fully incorporated region in the Ottoman Empire. So as you can see, yeah, that's pretty major. The Ottomans fully annexing Naples. They also make a deal with the Papal States that they will not invade them, at least for now. They let these few enclaves within the Kingdom of Naples stay, interestingly, for the Ottomans. But overall, this is very crazy, and all the Catholics in Europe, they really don't like the Spanish right now. Or sorry, not the Spanish, the French. They're also kind of pissed at the French, or the... Oh my god. They're also kind of pissed at the Spanish, because they paused all of this from their failure. But overall, yeah, they've really been castrated here. Stepping away from the European theater, let's move over to India, where we see the Mughal Empire begin major invasions into the Rajput states, I believe they're called. We will see the Mughals crush this much smaller one, along with entering into this one, taking its capital within probably a few months, and absolutely just smashing it into nothingness. Over here, we see two dual invasions into both of these nations, and very quickly, the Mughals take these regions. Both of them capitulate rather quickly before we see full annexation. There we go, much better. So as we can see, the Mughals are really just, we were really seeing the rise of the Mughals and their domination in the Indian subcontinent. But yeah, overall, we're seeing a lot of change in the world. Over here in Africa, we actually see the Moroccans gearing up to go to war with Songhai, which, fun fact, does happen in real life. And in real life, the Songhai were absolutely obliterated by Morocco and fell apart. Which essentially led to a domino effect of Africa never being able to reciprocate, or at least West Africa, because right after that, the slave trade began. Or actually, right before that, the slave trade began, which basically made it so everybody was fighting over each other because now they had guns, and everybody wanted slaves. And like I said, Africa was really never able to recuperate. But in this world, we will see something different happen. Over here, Ottoman and Algerian forces will actually... Oh, I made a mistake. I forgot to put these for Morocco. God damn it. Hold on. Anyway, fixed it. They took back these cities from the Spanish. But over here, we will see something different happen. We will see Ottoman and Algerian forces enter into Morocco and begin to invade, causing the Moroccans to stop their land assault into Songhai and gear up here. The Ottomans will also be declaring war on the Portuguese. They will quickly take this city and attempt their way in. I believe this is called... Wait, is this Crueta or is this Crueta? I forgot. But all I know is that they will begin to invade into this city, taking it within a few weeks. The Ottomans then cut off the Moroccans from the Mediterranean, making their way towards what I believe is Fez, before taking the entire city, causing the Moroccans to surrender. The Portuguese, on the other hand, will take back their land, moving into a lot of Moroccan areas before the Ottomans begin to kick them back out. It's kind of like a back and forth, really, between the two. It goes on for a few months before the Portuguese kind of give up on it, as they have ports literally like everywhere else on planet Earth. So I mean, like, you have like all these African ports, like right here. Hold on, let me use the wand real quick and just click. Yeah, as you can see, all those little shiny pieces, that's all just the Portuguese. You got Africa, islands, you got Brazil, mind you, don't forget about that. You have all these islands too. You also have these Moroccan areas. And don't forget the Strait of Hormuz, they also have this. And an Indian colony, and then also a Chinese colony, Macau. And also this colony... What? I didn't even know about this. They had colonies here? Wait, I need to push out the discovery layer. What? I did not know. I should have checked this. What the hell? Okay, so I did not actually know that they had, like, colonies here. I'm gonna push out the discovery layer, because this discovery layer is kind of like what Europeans and Muslims know of the world, mainly, because those are, like, the main kind of factions in my alternate history and the modern alternate history thing. But yeah. Anywho, overall, the Portuguese will lose, causing the Ottomans to annex both of these cities. I'm just realizing I also forgot to mention this. But the Ottomans and Algerians will also kind of invade these two areas. I don't want to deal with this, so I'm just gonna quickly fix this. There we go, much better. They'll also take back this area, which I forgot about. I need to start remembering. Anywho, so as you can see, the Ottomans are becoming a very dominant force, taking basically the entrance to the Mediterranean completely under their control, along with these major port cities, and these major port cities here. So the Ottomans are really officially becoming like a major power here. Let's see how big they are. There we go. They are 68,000 pixels. Oh my god, they are massive. The Spanish, well, they also have their colonies. So with their colonies, their empire is 87,000. They were 68, so they're definitely smaller, but that's only because the Spanish have all of this. which they will not be having for long. Due to the Spanish economy really just falling apart, everything really not going well for them, we will see their empire in the New World actually kind of fall apart into a lot of no man's land, especially like over here in these Incan regions. A lot of this, don't forget the Neo-Inca state actually does exist. We will see we will see essentially all of their Incan claims become this kind of no man's land. So yeah, as you can see, all of it kind of just, they just lose that land. Given this kind of breathing room, we see the Mapuche, or Mapuche? I think the Mapuche. They move back up into their original land. This is going to be really annoying, these borders, dude. Oh my god, I'm not excited for this. Like, having to do this every single time. Oh god. There we go. It wasn't too long. But yeah, overall, the Spanish Empire really gets relegated to these regions here. But overall, we see the Neo-Inca state actually begin to reform and take back a lot of this old kind of Inca regions. Mind you, there are like actual, like, there's like city-states here, you know, that have formed from the fall, and, you know, this is not actually just nothing. Like, there's cities here and shit. Oh. And stuff. But overall, I mean, it's really just, there's no true massive government taking over, so we will really just see these guys come in a lot more. I also have a topographic map, which is actually really helpful because it kind of gives me an idea. I also have the river map, which the rivers are also visible on the topography map, but I just kind of like having them more obvious, I guess. But yeah, overall, we really see the Neo-Inca begin to reform their nation, their original Incan empire. I'm gonna get rid of this border. I want to mention, like, when it comes to borders and stuff, in the New World especially, because there's so much, like, no man's land, or just unclaimed land in general, we're definitely not going to be constantly fixing these borders until there are more bordering needed, because, like, countries will border each other, eventually more so. But yeah, overall, I'm not in the mood to constantly change that. So we'll be doing that eventually, but for now, it's going to be really borderless over here, so it might look a bit weird, but don't worry, because it'll be okay. But yeah, no, overall, we see a lot of, oh my god, it's lagging so bad right now, holy. We see a lot of regaining of lands over here, a lot of ancestral Incan lands, as the Neo-Incan state, and this is happening over years, you know, they begin regaining a lot of their old Incan land. This is pretty nice for them. Obviously, it's not to the same extent of the original Incan Empire, or the claims of the Spanish, but overall, I mean, it's pretty impressive for such a small nation. We'll also see this kind of region fall from the Spanish. Sorry, I didn't like how that looked. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, I also have, where is it? The religion map! Yes, the religion map. So, we have, you know, Hinduism, Islam, you know, Shia, Islam, Sunni, and then I forgot what this one's called. We have the Oriental Orthodox Church, or the Ethiopian Church. These gray bits are kind of like pagan religions. Why are there no Catholics? Because a lot of the natives weren't actually Catholic yet, which a lot of people don't know about. Like, at this point, they would not all be Catholic. So the Incan state is actually, they do believe in the old Inca religion, but they have, you know, some Catholic influence, I guess. Then you have, you know, like Confucianism and Chinese religion. Shinto, I think it's called. I forgot. I don't know. Then we have Hinduism, or not Hinduism, Buddhism. Mongolia at this point wasn't actually Buddhist, but they become Buddhist in like 30 years from the 1550s, so it really is just useless to not have them as Buddhist yet. Then we have Orthodoxy, Roman Catholic. So we have, yeah, Orthodox Catholic, Roman Catholic. Because fun fact, what? Because fun fact, as I was saying, the Orthodox Church is actually also called the Catholic Church. It's just the Orthodox Catholic, and then the Roman Catholic, which I did not know until like a month ago. Actually, no, until like a week ago. Then there is Protestantism, which is the blue. So yeah, we're seeing, oh wait, I didn't finish it. Oh no, I didn't finish up the borders for the... God damn it, hold on. Alright, this is very oversimplified, but, yeah, this is all I have the energy for doing right now. Because I hated making this. It took really long despite how absolutely horrendous it looks. Which is really funny to me, like, I tried so hard on this, and it still looks absolutely terrible. Alright, I didn't try that hard, but you get what I mean. Anywho, back to the actual map. That's much nicer. Yeah, so we see the Incans really begin to form their nation back. Anywho, I think that's actually where I'm going to end the video. I don't want to make this too long, because I kind of have this chronic issue of making my videos, like, 2 hours long, of like with like 3 hours of footage. So I just rather not do that. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. And more will be coming out. And I really hope you liked the video. Like I said, you know, expect more. This is just episode 1. It'll only get better from here. I have a lot of fun ideas. And I think a lot of people will like it. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please subscribe. Please like the video. This means a lot. Thank you.